And I'm back at it again. The final member of the gluttonous family, Honey. Yes, I know it's hella basic and cliche to name her that, but it's easy to say unlike everyone else's names. But anyway, like usual, I'm gonna talk about Keshabee first, just for you guys to get why I did what I did and what I like about her, cause shocker, I did actually enjoy Keshabee to an extent. Like, her personality got easier to handle the more the episode went on, but I've met people like Keshabee IRL before, and they're not as fun or nice as they seem. It's like California nice. They seem nice and say all the right things, but their tone lets you know it's hollow and they don't really mean it. Anyway though, I'm not gonna go into a deep dive of Beelzebub because I already did in my Reimagined video, so this video is mostly about Keshabee's design / a little bit of the story. So I'm just gonna say it, the design is a lot, and I know that seems weird coming from me since I also tend to draw overly detailed characters, but some of the details on Keshabee are just off somehow. It's hard to explain exactly what it is, but I've seen people say the reason she's so busy is because of her being, well, gluttony, and is overindulgent in design to reflect that, to which I feel is just an excuse by the fans. Again, yeah, you can go overboard for the sake of theming, but Keshabee's theming is all over the place. Like, after digging and waiting for crew members to talk about Keshabee, it would seem so much was pushed into this character. For one, she's a reference to Vivzy Pop's Die Young video, or specifically JJ, along with Kesha being a reference as well. And then she's also referencing an animal tamer, to which I say, where? And then she has a party girl persona, which does align with Kesha, but if we're doing Kesha's personality instead of her looks, then it's like two separate things. Along with Lava Lamp, and she's a Foxbee. That's just a lot to reference and mix and match. And what we're left with is still very pretty on first glance, but still confusing when you learn these things, like I did. Like, you can tell a lot was scrapped due to trying to make sure she had that Kesha JJ vibe. And don't get me wrong, I like Keshabee, but like not as the Beelzebub, which again is why I made my Beelzebub and Cerberus videos. Though I do want to point out some stuff, like I've said this in my previous videos for hybrid characters, obviously not everything is going to be 50-50, but if you're doing a hybrid animal character, it's really best to make sure the mix is somewhat even. Like, even though Keshabee has 4 arms and a few extra stuff, she still looks more fox than anything. Like, it seriously took me a good while to figure out what was the bee parts were besides the arms, and I've seen people point out her bigger form looks more bee, and I'm like, all they did was make her eyes more bug-like. That's not really enough, you know? And I get drawing bug characters is extremely hard. There's a lot to think about when it comes to them, but still, when the audience can't tell, then you know there's a bit of a problem. I did go and edit the OG design to see what could be done to make it more noticeable she was a hybrid, and I think it sends the message a bit more, but that was like my major hang up on the design. The lava hair is fine. It's the added blue and pink fur hair that kind of takes me out of it, but I should point out it took me way too long to even notice it was hair as it blended into the background a few times. Now, as for the outfit, yeah, it's just recolored Loona's outfit, and don't get me wrong, I like the idea of Keshabee being a better version of Loona, but the episode never went into that, so it's just like, why? It's a wasted opportunity. But I also found that the body design limits what you can put on her, so I kind of get why it is that way to some degree, but her shorts are just basic. But the top, on the other hand, I do like the pink part, not her very confusing bra. I like that her shirt makes a paw print and that the back is made to accommodate her wings. The bra, on the other hand, makes no sense because, like, the open hole on her shirt means her bra just disappears. This is like Millie's legs all over again. And lastly, the lava lamp stomach. So Viv has come out and said that the reason that she's so skinny is because of the lava lamp tummy and it's fast burning, to which that's a really fun idea if it didn't look so weird. Like, it's probably not glass, but it's all my brain can think about. Also, it takes attention away from her face because as soon as she was in full view, my eyes went straight to it. Okay, I feel I should say something about the episode and Keshabee as a whole, cause, like, I get Vivzy Pop probably didn't want Kesha to be an asshole, which, fair, that's your idol and your reason for fame, but, like, it seriously took me out. Like nearly every character we've met has been an asshole in some way. But anyway, it was kind of weird seeing Keshabee be so chill and nice. Like, if she wasn't the Beelzebub, then I'd be cool with it, as it's just her job to be nice to the partygoers. But she's the queen of this ring, and Blitz is harshing her party's vibe. Like, I think instead of telling Loona Loona about it in the nice way. Would have been better if she just pulled Loona to the side and let the mask fall, telling her if she ever wants to be invited to another Hellhound party, then she needs to get her dad the fuck out of here. Now, Keshabee could still be nice in general, but I kind of like the empath personality for her. Like, she eats the vibe, but it also affects her mood, and having Blitz be self-destructive and his feelings being all negative, it could make Keshabee feel that way as well, which pisses her off because it's not a feeling she wants to feel at her own party. Also, I wish there had been more time given to the actual story, because it would have been cool if Keshabee and Loona had more back and forth, like maybe Loona trying to prove to Tex Keshabee's not as great as she seems, or every time Loona tries to reach out, Keshabee is there to take the attention away from her. Or heck, I'd be down with it if Keshabee knew how Loona felt about Tex and said something like hinting to knowing, and we could have a Loona moment similar to Blitz where she doubts herself and then she'll be alone forever, because how can she compete with a literal god? But anyway, I still like Keshabee. The colors are very pretty. Kesha did a good job on the VA, but also I should give huge props to the VA who sang Cotton Candy, as that was not Kesha, but Rochelle. Really hope I said that right. So props to you, man. You sound just like Kesha. But I also just want to say, did anyone else think the song was more of a Katy Perry vibe than Kesha? Or is that just me? It's probably just me. Anyway, on to the design. Okay, I'm just gonna say it. This was so hard. Like, the outfit part in general, not the body. Okay, maybe a bit of the body, but still. So this might be weird for me to say, but like, Keshabee isn't what I'd call skinny. She's a pretty normal body type for today, aka the hourglass body type. But like, nearly everyone has that body type in the show, except Charlie, who I honestly think would have been the perfect body type for Keshabee, because it's the next extreme to gluttony. Like, in my last video, I showed how there's 7 different types of gluttonous ways, and Vivzy Pop pretty much hinted at which one Keshabee is, which I kinda latched onto, because it also lines in with Cerberus' gluttonous ways as well. So for the body, I made her as skinny as I could, so her arms are a bit thinner, but I added inner holes to hint to her dad, since I couldn't do the bone pattern on her fur. Trust me, I tried. It looked so weird. Made her stomach similar to her dad's, but more exaggerated in the hip area, along with adding a thigh gap. So I should mention, I grew up in the 2000s where thigh gaps were like the symbol of skinny. Obviously, anyone can have one, and since the character's whole thing is being a throwback to that time, I figured it worked thematically, and I added the hole effect to her legs as well, which technically isn't correct anatomy, but bugs are weird. So yeah, that lets me off the hook, right? Okay, so making the baby of these two wasn't as hard as I thought it was gonna be, as fly/bees kind of have a similar face structure to a hound, like their faces point either up or down, so I kept the signature dog structure of her face, but added bug elements, like instead of a dog nose, I just didn't give her one. Made her ears more like a second set of eyes, made her fur give the illusion of joints, made her tongue pointed similar to how some bugs use their tongues to suck stuff, and though not technically buggish, I did add the same sacs to her stomach like I did for her mom, but because she's a hybrid, they're not formed correctly and don't expand. I should point out, in the video, you'll see me changing things a lot, mostly color and outfits, but my main hangup was the hair, so originally I was gonna do this hair, but felt it didn't match the arm fur, so I went back and did like the afro puff ponytail, and honestly, I think it looks so much better than the Candyland Laffy Taffy hair I first settled with. And if you can't tell, yes, I went poodle with this one. I like to think the poodle we saw in the episode is Keshabee's, and I low-key wanted them to match. Plus, like, how messed up would it be for Loona to interact with that hellhound who is relatively liked by everyone, only to meet the queen bee of that circle, and she's even more well-liked and even more of a valley girl, but like so extremely nice it makes you second-guess everything she says. But I also did the poodle style mostly because it gives off a 70s vibe. If you look at the background of Keshabee's house, you'll notice it's very modern 70s, like the indent floor, the dome ceiling, and the fact that there's a freaking disco ball. Like, come on, the house is so 70s and I love it so much. Plus, the people in the 70s truly knew how to party, so I can see why they referenced it with the house. Also, the free love thing, like, we know what happens at parties and what comes with it. So I can see these parties causing overpopulation with the hellhounds and not know it. As for the tail, that was a hard one. I originally wanted to do like a skin stretching thing, but yeah, that didn't sit quite right. So I just compromised by making the top more tail-like and just a regular sack, which honestly looks so much better. And finally, the outfit. Okay, I was 100% lost on what I wanted to do. My first outfit was a big nod to Kesha, like the overly styled belt with a B buckle fused with the $ symbol, since that was Kesha's signature symbol back in the day. And then I went the mouth route. I know, sue me, okay? I know it's the bare minimum when it comes to gluttony, but I thought it was cute, but it didn't fit the vibe I was going for or the vibe that I had in my head. So I tried like 5 other outfits, and honestly, I really wanted to do like high-waisted pants and a long sheer jacket, you know, something super hippie, but I found I really couldn't do that since 1, her tail wouldn't make the sheer jacket make sense, and 2, I didn't want to cover up the stomach, since her being so skinny like that was supposed to be the shocker of her design and make you go, oh, all she eats is the vibe. Got it. But the outfit I settled on, I also don't care for too much. Like, I think the colors are what I'm having problems with. Like, this is the reason I hate yellow and pink. It always ends up looking weird. I think my sketch at the end is what I like best, as it fixes the face to hair issue. Plus, I kind of just gave up on the lava lamp theme. Kind of realized that the hair shape that I did only really works as hair, so trying to emulate the lava lamp style was just not gonna work. But I reshaped the vest to look more fairy-like, added fur to match her mom, made the top less tube top, and changed the belt to a teeth chain belt. I figured it worked more with the whole cotton candy song, but also because Kesha came out with jewelry, and one piece was specifically teeth. So, as for the color, I finally figured out what to do. I used like a soft pastel pink candy color, which works really well with the pastel yellow and complements her darker fur. Reuse the OG pop pink and yellow for the outfit and makeup, and boom, perfect blend of new and old colors. Also, yes, I did add sunglasses, as nothing says obnoxious as wearing sunglasses indoors. Anyway though, let me know which one out of the 3 you like better, because right now I'm just gonna info dump for a bit. Okay, I'm just gonna info dump for a bit about her and her relationship with her parents and subjects, and how she tries way too hard to get people to like her. So, Honey's relationship with her family is pretty typical. Her mom tells her she's too skinny, she needs to act more like a princess, then mix and mingle with citizens. Though they do respect each other's views on gluttony, Beelzebub has a bad habit of picking at her daughter, causing Honey to lash out a lot, and second guess everything she does, which is a big reason she indulges in her citizens vibe. Again, I really like the idea of her also being an empath, so not only does the vibe taste and feel good, it also elevates her mood, putting her in this happy, euphoric state, which would be a good reason for Loona to be put off by her, as she can probably tell it's fake. Now, as for her relationship with Cerberus, she is 100% a daddy's girl. They are extremely close. He may not get all the stuff she talks about, but he's always there to listen to her and let her vent or cry, and though he's not a super big fan of her parties, as they always seem to get out of hand and cause problems she's not aware of, he knows she needs to do something since she hasn't mastered much due to being a hybrid child, which is something she's extremely self-conscious about. And yes, while Charlie is also a hybrid of the first demonic human and angel, her powers are pretty high up there, while Honey's is warped due to her parents' differences. While gluttony is something they both share, their powers and jobs are very different, which makes Honey overcompensate for everything, hence the big over-the-top parties. I also like the idea that Honey has a hard time staying focused or loses track of things, like she could be talking to someone only for text to get her attention, and she's just, oh, hey, when did you get here? And text is just like, I've been here the whole time. And the parties don't exactly help with that either, again with the whole euphoric feeling. Anyway, the other sins aren't as mean to her as they are her dad, and honestly they don't really know how to address her, and though I think Charlie and Honey would be friends, I don't think Honey would want to risk losing her status if she's friends with the crazy princess that thinks demons can go to heaven. And as for her relationship with her citizens, it's mixed. The Hellhounds love her, they see her as like a celebrity and a beacon for change in their society now that she has a Hellhound lover. And I say lover because they're not exactly exclusive, but the fact she picked a Hellhound has the citizens excited. Every other ring, on the other hand, including the more bug-like citizens in gluttony, finds it a bit weird. Imps and other demons gossip about it and make articles about it, which is another good reason why Honey feels more comfortable around hellhounds than other citizens outside her ring. The insect citizens in Gluttony are a mixed batch. Some good, some not so good. Because I mean, no one gets that she doesn't see hellhounds as pets, and even finds when they talk about belonging to someone makes her uncomfortable to hear. And similar to her dad, she does have hellhound workers, or friends for hire kind of deal, hence why I like the idea of the poodle that talks to Loona being a part of her entourage, and even trying to look like her a bit. Anyway, Honey's a relatively nice person, but is still a sin and has toxic traits. She can't be exactly like Charlie, as that kind of ruins Charlie's whole thing, so Honey is quite two-faced and can't stand to be around sad people or listen to their problems, as it messes with her, and always ends up with her getting angry and lashing out, so she does everything possible to make sure everyone is happy and likes her, and if someone acts out or isn't feeling the party anymore, they're taken somewhere else. Not in like an evil way, she still has an image to maintain, but still, they can't be there anymore. It's honestly for everyone's benefit. But that's all I really have for right now. Anyway, this was a lot of fun and actually a bit of a challenge. I tried so hard to mix things I felt y'all would like, but I'm actually extremely proud of the final design. It may not be as fancy as Vivzy Pops with the lava hair, but I think the vibe is still there. Also, again, this is a redesign slash reimagined because I used Keshabee as a base along with using Viv's notes and references as well, but I also used my Beelzebub and Cerberus to make the design clear that's their child. Really hope that makes sense. Anyway, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I have no idea who's gonna be next. I think I'll just do the tier video for season 1 and work from there. But again, remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Really helps out the channel and me. I hope you all have a super fantastic day, and I'll see you guys in the next one.